Yeah. Just get close to the mics.
Of course. So this is the quote. This comes from a deposition from Benny Milner, who is the executive director of the Denver Road Home Program, which was designed and instituted to help homeless people. And if you recall throughout this process, from the time we began this litigation, the city has always claimed that this was the purpose of the homeless sweeps, was to help and serve the poor and to help the dispossessed in this city. So as I was sitting there in the deposition talking with Mr. Milner, he said to me, I said, so do you think the homeless sweeps have had a positive effect on the community? And he said, I think the unauthorized camping ban, which is the legal justification that the city uses to justify the homeless sweeps, has had a positive effect on the community. I think without it, we would look like LA right now. So what Mr. Milner did in one statement is express what the real motivations and the real intent behind the homeless sweeps were. And that is to rid the city of unwanted persons, to take people who are not part of the gentrification program, who are not part of the city's idea of what it is to be a perfect Denverite right now, and get rid of those people so that a few wealthy people and real estate interests could make a buck. It's the same story that's happening across this country right now. The only problem here in Denver is that this city was at a crossroads. We had the opportunity to become an enlightened city that could lead the way for America and lead the path as far as sustainability and the respect for human dignity and constitutional rights with regard to the poor and dispossessed and everyone amongst us, frankly. But instead of going that route, what the visionless executives under the administration of Hancock instituted was a direct mass systemic violation of human and constitutional rights, as my colleague Andy McNulty, who is responsible for this motion for summary judgment, attested to prior to my speaking. What is wrong here at base is that Denver is making mistakes that have already been made in America. Denver is making the same mistakes and repeating histories that we should be benefiting from right now. Yeah. And in truth, if you want to put it in the most basic terms, it is because the people who are in charge of directing the city, they're just not that cool. At the end of the day, they're just not that smart. They don't have a vision for where Denver should go. And so what informs their vision is the same information and the same lobbying that has informed every negative vision in this country that has led us into problems, which is profits over people. Let's make a buck. Let's get something going. Screw them. We don't care about the constitutional rights of individuals. We don't care about the only real dignity and humanity that we respect amongst human beings are those people who can afford $2,500 a month for a studio apartment and who are willing to work 60 hours a week to achieve it. In other words, the kind of people who won't question government, the kind of people who won't look out and say, we have to fight for constitutional rights. And then so when you look at the totality of where this country is right now, it's all the same fight. We are involved in the same issues. It's about human dignity, it's about human beings over profit, and it's about constitutional rights over degrading ourselves in the name of a few people, trust me, you're never gonna meet and wouldn't help you if your head was on fire making a buck.